Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Hope everyone's having a great day. Today has been quite an eventful day around the household. Started out this morning with getting ready for a yard sale my wife wanted to have, and no, I did not let her sell any of my knives. At least I don't think she did, so I probably need to check on my inventory and make sure she didn't sneak any in there. But started that out right at daylight, got them all set up and ready. It's mid-August, so it's time to get over to the hunting leases and get the food plots put in for the fall. So we did a lot of plowing today and a lot of road clearing and different things, different tasks over at the hunting lease. But got into a bit of a pickle over there. I was actually plowing up one field that we hadn't ran through in a while, and tractor ran into a fun yellow jacket nest, boiled up around me, got stung a few times, and I'll show you some of that video here in a second. I'll stick it in right after this one. But that was not good. Had to try to get it in reverse. It wouldn't do what it was supposed to, so I dove off of it, took off running, and stayed there running a little while until I was able to shut it down and then give them a little time to settle down, and then I was able to get back to the tractor. Funny story about that too. When I got on the tractor, I had some armor on that. Unconventional armor, if you will. Actually, we supplemental feed our deer with corn, so I had some old empty corn sacks, cut some holes in those, fitted them around me, and anyway, it was a sad sight to see. But I was able to get the tractor off the nest without getting stung again, thank goodness. But crazy day. Got back home from all that, got cleaned up for the yard sale stuff. Was planning on meeting a local guy here who has a really good knife collection. I was actually going to purchase a knife and take a look at a few more. Actually ended up with a good bit of knives out of that collection. Probably a small part of his, but a good bit for me. One of the larger purchases I've actually done in a while, and that'll be the video for tomorrow, so you got to stay tuned. There is some absolute bangers in that collection. Amazing knives. I don't really have any of that caliber. I have a lot of knives, but I only have a select few of the caliber that these knives are. One in particular that I'm going to do an individual video on is going to be it's a real gem for sure. But anyway, guys, we'll get off here. We'll flip this thing around. We actually do have a couple of knives to talk about today, and the knives that are today are as random as can be. And what I did, I have a knife, multiple storage areas, but I have a knife bucket of just kind of, free sitting knives inside there. So basically I closed my eyes, reached in and grabbed 3 knives without knowing what was what. So that's what we're showing today. We're gonna have 3 knives to show. Random draw on those knives, and you'll see how random it actually is. And I can't believe I got this diverse in a 3 knife set here. But anyway, guys, we'll flip her around. We'll get here to the table and we'll take a look and talk about them. See you in a minute, guys. Guys, we're back here at the table. So if you can just at a first glance, you see how random this knife selection is. What we'll do, we'll start out with a guy up here on the little anvil. So this is an Imperial. Remember my video yesterday, I talked about Imperial knives. I do pick them up from time to time. This one is no exception. This was a very unique Imperial. That is the main reason I purchased this knife, but I'll show you the tang stamp in a minute. But if you can look at the shield is actually the Hammer brand shield. So I'm assuming, I have not looked it up, I'm assuming that Hammer brand Imperial were together at one point later on in the knife company's histories. But this knife, we'll look at the tang stamp first. Got the USA to the right. I know you can already see something unique about these blades. We'll talk about that in a minute, but this is, you can see it's got the tang stamp on the reverse blade as well, both sides. This is a muskrat pattern. But what's cool about this knife, if you'll look, it's almost got the hammered, almost like a butcher knife pattern. And I have seen others have this. I've seen Parker had a little bit of this. I have not seen an Imperial that had this until I purchased this one. But very cool. It's pretty heavily indented, the pattern is, on both sides of each. It's got that hammered look just like the old butcher knives. This is a very clean knife, super, super nice. Nice and snappy. But I saw this one, picked it up just because I liked the black, and took a look at the shields like, well, that's a Hammer brand. And when I pulled it open, I saw all the uniqueness to it and just had to have it. But anyway, that was the first knife in the random knife pull out and a draw today. The second one we'll look at is a Buck fixed blade, model 191. This is a cool skinning knife. Had this one a long time, actually. I remember buying this one brand new. This was a Bass Pro Shop buy back in the day. I was going to use it for all my deer skinning needs, and I highly doubt it's even come out of the sheath much. So, but nice brass, beautiful knife. You can see that buck tang. I'm not sure. I should look at my date codes. I've actually got a list of them, see what date code it is, because I don't remember what year I bought it. But I would say it's around the mid to later 2000, 2008, 7, 8, 9. Just guessing. But beautiful knife. Excellent skinning knife. That was the second knife I wanted to pull out, or I pulled out of the random. Used to be real, mostly everything I collected back when, several years ago, was all fixed blades. I love fixed blade knives. Can you say it correctly? Wasn't even as big on the pocket knives back then as I am now, but that's kind of reversed. I don't do a lot of fixed blades anymore. I don't buy a lot, but I buy a ton of pocket knives these days. But anyway, that was the second knife. The third knife was one I'd wanted for a long time. Like I told y'all on that Fixed Blade Friday the other day, I had my pig sticker, if you will. We hunt hogs with dogs and knives in southern Georgia. Haven't done it in a while now, but when we used to, we did that a lot. I purchased this knife for that reason. Actually have never used it. This is the Knives of Alaska. If you know Knives of Alaska, they're proud of their knives, and they make an excellent product for sure. But this one, the main reason I bought it in particular, it's a D2 steel, and honestly, I didn't even know what D2 steel was before I bought this knife. I've had it several years. I never even heard of D2 personally, and I saw it on there, and when I felt the sharpness of this knife, it's incredible. But there's the main reason I bought it. It's Knives of Alaska's Magnum Boar Hunter. Thought that was cool. This is a massive knife. Really love the way they do their knives. The grip is not rubberized, but it's almost like you can, it's a hard, but you can almost grip it, and like it gives a little bit, which is very cool. This one's still got the factory oil on it. I can feel it all over it. Big lanyard hole. And the sheath, this beautiful sheath on this one too. Heavy duty leather. See that good old made in the USA. Got your tie down for your leg or where it's hanging off your hip. Very cool. So there we go, guys. There's the 3 random pull with eyes closed knives that we did today. Hope you enjoyed. Now back to tomorrow, that knife collection or knife group that I purchased today, told you is amazing. You will be super pumped, so definitely tune in tomorrow's video to take a look at that. There's some crazy knives in there. There really is. It's mostly case. As a matter of fact, almost all case with the exception of one. And that one is a super special that you won't see in tomorrow's video. We're actually going to do a video of it by itself because there's a special story there and a history that needs to be told. I didn't even know personally who that maker was. I'll tell you that, it's a custom maker at one point. It was made by that custom maker, but he went on to bigger and better things, and we'll talk about that here in a couple of days on a video. But anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed the knives. Always remember to like, subscribe, tell your friends, comment. Let me know, guys. If you got any questions, thank y'all. Like I told you, my email is cothinoutdoors@gmail.com. I actually got several emails over the last few days for trade offers and things, and I appreciate that. That's awesome. I love that. I love doing that, guys. I love doing that face-to-face for sure. eBay gets old after a while and get tired of dealing with that. So, but keep them coming, guys. But anyway, from Cutlery, hope everyone has a great night, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.